Now, I find it interesting that there's a hybrid coming out, that they believe the King James Bible is a good interpretation or a good translation, but it's not perfect. Only perfect goes to the originals that, by the way, we don't have. Isn't that funny that God would preserve every word and it's in the originals? What originals? But it's certainly not the English. The English is just a good, accurate copy. Well, I find it interesting when we make a stand for believing every word of God. I believe it's powerful. I believe it's life-changing. I believe he can keep these promises just like he made them, he can keep them. I believe that. But they'll look at us and say, you're crazy for believing that. In fact, you're wrong for believing that. And they will separate ways because we believe the King James Bible. Now, here's the problem with that. If you take what they say at face value and believe them for what they're saying, which I don't, they just told me that this is a good, accurate translation, according to them. They just don't believe it's perfect. So then how am I wrong if it's a good translation for never changing it? Or is it not good? You see there's a double standard in their statement? Oh no, it's a good translation. Nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's errors. You're just a fanatic. So am I wrong for never changing it? If it's good now, or do we need to change it because there's areas you think need changed? You can't pick both sides. Either it's not good or it's good. Which one is it, my friend? And so we stand on the Word of God. And let's play devil's advocate. I'm not saying we're wrong. I don't think we're wrong, because if we're wrong, then we've got all kinds of Bible verses that God's going to have to explain when we get to heaven, when he promised to preserve every word. We get to heaven and God says, oh, Brother Randall, I didn't mean every word. We're going to get to heaven with too much faith? I think I'd rather err that way than getting my marker out and changing the words. Because there are promises in the Bible for preserving the words. There's also promise in the Bibles if you want to change his word.